yes. Welcome to Media Queen TV. My name is Aldwyn Aldney. We have a beautiful guest with us all the way from the US of A, from near Boston area. If you know that area, we have the beautiful Carj'an Bowman with us today. She is a holistic health practitioner, an ancient spiritual energy healing arts and bioenergetics expert, and she is the author of Let's Be Clear. And today our topic is how to make your dreams come true. Welcome, Karina.
Oh, thank you. And hi, everyone. It's wonderful to be here tonight. I love it.
So
and
great
yes, it is. Let's be clear about how to make our dreams come true.
Absolutely. How to make our dreams come true. Now, we do like to keep these shows interactive. So if you've joined us live, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know where you're from. What's something you're grateful for today? We love to get into gratitude. And I'm sure this will be a tip we're going to chat about today on how to make your dreams come true. Because if you're not grateful for what you've got, then you're not going to be given more to be grateful for. I can see we've got Joseph here on Facebook. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Joseph. Really appreciate that. Let us know where you're from and what are you grateful for today. Okay, so how to make your dreams come true. Now, I know, Karina, you have had a hell of a lot of challenges, particularly lately, some intense challenges, and yet you show up with a smile on your dial. You're happy. You put out a lot of great content, and I know that gratitude is a big part of what you do. But if we could just dial back a bit, just go back and cover some of your background and share a bit about your upbringing and what it is for you that has helped you become who you are today. And I know there's probably a lot in that, but if we could just backtrack and just get a bit of a picture of your background, that'd be great.
Well, there's definitely a lot into that. Let's start at age 5. Okay.
Yes, let's start at 5. Okay, great.
Age 5, my grandfather, when he passed, he didn't leave the house. He was at the house for a good 2 weeks. And he showed up in all different ways. And I was 5, my sister 6, and my cousin 6. And only the 3 of us could see him or feel him. And he'd be all over the house. And of course, all the adults got very angry at us. But when it first happened, we got scared. We ran down the stairs, and God knows why, but we jumped on the kitchen table and broke it. And so we were punished for that one. However, my grandfather showed me right then and there that just because our physical body leaves us, we don't disappear. We still exist. So it was my grandfather who actually put me on the path of knowing that energy keeps moving. It doesn't get destroyed. It just gets transformed. And from there, it's been all searching. I've been with amazing mentors and masters. I was mentored with a Sufi master for over 30 years, bloodline Sufi master. Lived up in the Manzano Mountains off and on for years and years. And beautiful master with Qigong. And I just have a plethora of experiences. So it's kind of hard, to go through all of that. But everything is in stages. And when we're at the right time, it opens up for us to learn something new. So I've been groomed to be out there, to be able to have people understand about energy itself, the energy, the frequencies, the vibrations of the control that we really have. And we really are the spiritual being having a human experience. But it's about reawakening to all that. And everything gets mishmashed. And so how do we straighten it out? How do we even know that we know when we don't know? And that's why a lot of dreams don't come to fruition, because the expression, chase your dreams. Well, with energy, that actually pushes them away, a carrot and a stick.
Yes.
You never quite get it. And so Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot when it comes to that. And yes, I've had my own trials and tribulations for sure. And because I've had the tools, every time I could face them in a very different perspective. Sure, I go through all the human emotions and all that, but then everything's about a choice. And we have a choice. And you can either choose to wallow into things that don't appear to be right, or you can look for the gems and what is happening. And if you really honestly believe that there is something greater than yourself and that the universe really has your back, then it's easier to take, we'll just call them the rough moments in life.
Yes.
There's enough of them.
Yes, the speed bumps.
That's pretty much.
The things that come and slow us down just that little bit. And sometimes we need to slow down to speed up, right?
Absolutely. And I was slowed down with a freak accident with the break of my leg and my foot right off my leg, saving some wild turkeys, by the way. So yes, you never know where it comes from.
Yeah, that is massive. Actually, could you share that story? Because we were actually talking recently about cockfighting. Actually, I mentioned cockfighting in Bali because I just came back from 2 weeks in Bali, and I was very disturbed by the cockfighting that happens there. And I know it still happens in a lot of countries where basically roosters are they fight each other to the death, basically, and they put, people put knives on their feet and they just cut each other to death. It's just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, and it happens every day in every village in Bali. So we were chatting about cockfighting, something I'm very appalled at, that it is happening. So such animal cruelty on such a wild scale. And so Karina was sharing about how she went to save these wild turkeys. So yeah, please share the story.
Well, wild turkeys they're territorial, and we're surrounded by some woods, and so we have a certain small flock that stays here, but then a bigger flock tried to come in. So and there's sounds that they make, and they grab each other's beaks and they don't let go, and they can snap each other's neck.
Gosh.
And this has happened before, and one really got injured, and we had to take him to the wild animal hospital, right? Well, I was showering and I had an appointment within a half an hour, so I didn't think twice. I just threw on my bathrobe, put on these heavy boots, grabbed the broom, went outside and climbed over the rock wall and broke them up with the broom, which was great. But I turned so fast and it was mucky out there that I thought it was the twigs when I heard everything snap. And then I took the next step and I did not feel a foot underneath the part of my leg.
Oh my gosh.
It was it was so weird. And as soon as I said to my head, "Where's my foot?" then I fell down.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that was it's not something that I would recommend to go through to slow down. Sometimes not listening to the universe, I really got slowed down. And I was bedridden for over 5 months after that, few operations. And you do get lost with yourself because there's a lot of pain involved. And you don't even know if you're going to have a foot to walk again. But it gets to a point, you have a choice. Is this what you're going to stick with for your life? Or are you going to choose something different, something better? And I was very fortunate. I had all the tools to be able to make that choice and distinction, and just be grateful that I had the right surgeons after the wrong hospital, by the way, that messed me up even worse. But then I ended up with a great team, and my foot now, even though recovery is still slow, I have a completely working foot and mobility, which surprised the surgeons, but they're thrilled. And it's really the fact I am so grateful that I have feet.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, it's one thing to appreciate, but it's another level to be grateful. That gratitude is the highest frequency with love. And that's actually where we want to reside. That's where the beautiful magic happens. Not down in the lower. Sometimes it's feeling sorry for yourself, but sometimes it's just all that anger and just a poor way. And, you know, those people that do all that fighting with those animals, I mean, that is such a low frequency that nothing is going to turn out well in their life, because they're keep attracting that hardship, that ugliness. And why are we really here? We're really here to bring more light into the world again and to wake up again.
Yeah.
So how are we going to wake up and have our dreams and not have them watered down? This is where you have to be grateful. It's true. The gratitude means so much. And this is what I teach my students right on the get-go. They have to have a gratitude journal.
Absolutely. And it's such a simple thing, yet for a lot of people it seems so challenging. And I think part of that is because we've been conditioned to live in negativity from the mainstream media, from Hollywood, from Netflix, the drama upon drama upon drama that we are conditioned to from a very young age. You know, people are brainwashed often, and they're media programmed through the channeling that happens through these different channels. And they often don't realize it. So the minute you actually get conscious to, oh, okay, maybe I have had a bit of a habit of being in drama. Maybe I noticed this morning I woke up and I whinged about something. Oh, isn't that interesting? Did I whinge about something yesterday when I woke up? You know, and the minute we can actually get conscious to how we're doing life and actually shift and get into gratitude, and it's fantastic having a gratitude journal. It's another thing thinking about it, feeling it. You know, I started a Global Good News Challenge through COVID. We've just celebrated 3 years of the Global Good News Challenge, absolutely free. Every month you can participate. It's free marketing for you. You will feel amazing when you share gratitude and good news, and so will the people who see your good news challenges. And I know, Corinne, you've been a great supporter of that. I really appreciate that. And this is the thing, is be the change you wish to see in the world. If life is not going to plan right now, then perhaps some things need changing there, right? Or you could just keep living in drama, because some people love drama, and that's kind of how they know their life, and that's how they feel that life is for them, and that life always has to be for them, right? Is drama. And it's a choice, like you say, it's absolutely a choice, and it starts with actually getting conscious where you have been perhaps unconscious, right? So it's revealing those ugly layers, and then the stuff that's maybe you're not so proud of, letting that go and coming into the light, and a reawakening awareness, because actually we're born as amazing miracle beings. We are miracle beings. We're 1 in a billion just by being born, and we often don't recognize our magnificence. You've just had this horrific thing happen with saving the turkeys. You saved them from ending up in hospital, and as you said, you ended up in hospital.
I know.
And sometimes this is the sacrifice that we make, right? Where we go out and we're championing a cause, where, we're going out gung ho doing things to change the world. And sometimes, as we say, slow down to speed up, right? And so if you don't slow down to speed up, the universe will soon bring you some kind of learning around that, right? And so now, no doubt, Karina, you have a whole new level of appreciation for your feet. People wonder what shoes they're going to wear, and some people have got no feet out there. So just to be grateful for everything you have, and everything happens for you, not to you. So what I recommend too in this conversation is don't beat yourself up over it. Don't beat yourself up over any of this, right? Because it just is the way it is. You can't change the past. You can impact your future by being present in the moment and manifesting what you want. So making your dreams come true. Now, this is a hot topic. I love this topic because most people die with regrets, right? Most people die with regrets. That's the stats. Right. So to avoid being a statistic, to avoid getting to the end of your life and going, oh, gee, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. What are some ways, some strategies people can actually get this process going where they start to make their dreams come true?
Well, here's the first thing that people have forgotten too, and especially the ones that like all the drama all the time, it's because they're not connected to themselves. They don't even know themselves. They're too busy being outside instead of going inside. And a lot of times that only creates more and more anxiety, right? So the very first thing is to try and switch that anxiety, that fight or flight or paralyzed feeling, and bring it down to that really calm and restorative feeling. Can be done as simple as breathing consciously. And so I do a breath 101 in heaven and earth, and it only takes moments to do. But what happens is it's not just breathing automatically. It's to stop and appreciate and be grateful that you have life force energy coming into you. And as you exhale, you get the chance to just let the weight go. And Mother Earth is that, what does Mother Earth do? She takes the garbage and makes it into fertilizer and then nourishes us. So you don't have to worry about releasing this to Mother Earth. But the more you do it calmly, consciously, the easiest thing to do is take an inhale that will be a 3 or 4 count, but then you're in through the nose. And your exhale, though, needs to come through the mouth with a sound, a real release. But here's a trick, too, about that people don't know. What do you do when you're frightened? The first thing you do, you suck in the air, right? What do you do when everything is fine and you're relieved? You let go.
True.
So to trick your mind first that everything is okay and you're not in survival mode anymore, or everything is fine and getting better and better, as you start your breath, you don't start with the inhale, you start with the exhale. You just let it go. And then you start to inhale, and you will notice, and you take the few moments to notice how all of a sudden everything slows down and your mind quiets down. You listen for your breath. You feel the breath in your body giving you this life force. And once you're in that state, now you can turn around and things magically start to open because your mind isn't going nutso with all that conversation that's yapping at you. Other people's yapping, because that's usually what it is. And it starts off that simple. It is about connecting to yourself. And even in my book on the subtitle, it's connect to yourself, to spirit, because that's the next level that happens automatically, then to your dreams. Because now you're open into the possibilities. You're not in that fight or flight. You're in that rejuvenation place. And now possibilities open to you. But also what happens is you change your frequency in your vibrations. And as that happens, you become clear. And as you become clear, you start to understand exactly where you are just by what you think, what you speak, what you do, and what comes at you. That's the simple check if people want to know, really, where are they? What are their real beliefs? And now we can use language tracking and start switching that around so they become in alignment to really what their dreams are. And then we also go into a section where what really is your dream and why do you really want it? And does that really align with you now? Because sometimes we hang on to stuff that seemed like a good thing before, but it really doesn't fit really what we want. And then we start breathing in our future into our present with certain quantum energy protocols that I do.
I love that. Oh, beautiful.
So yeah. It's not that complicated, really. but you have to apply yourself. You have to do the work.
Yes.
It cannot be done for you. You have to do it. And that's where a lot of people, they just want a magic bullet. And it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I love that. And it's aligning the thoughts with the feelings, with the, the visualization, all of that, and really something I've been tapping into a lot more recently is, how do I feel about these goals? Like, for example, I'm working with a coach at the moment, and we're it's a coaching program to make $100,000 a month. How do I feel about making $100,000 a month? Because I've never been money focused, I must say. I've always had this thing that, I love what you do, the money will come, right? And so
exactly.
which I have. I love what I do, and the money does come. However, if you want specific goals around business, for example, like money doesn't lie. My coach said, well, we can get in this trap of the emotional roller coaster ride, making excuses, etc. However, he said the figures don't lie, the numbers don't lie as to how much you're being of service shows on your bank account in general, right? However, a lot of people have a lot of issues when it comes to money, to having more income, to having cash flow, because I think part of this is because there are some very evil people, I believe, running the world who have a lot of money. And so a lot of people think that if you're going to have a lot of money, you're going to be evil like them. However, really, there's a lot of also very wealthy people that are doing a lot of amazing things for the world as well. So it's all about, what do we choose to focus on? And how do we feel about stepping into that? Like, one of my goals is to have an animal sanctuary, to have a retreat space, to have a place where we can have, conscious streaming media, positive media out to the world, where we can connect with nature, where we can have a self-sustainable place. And, this goal I see happening in the next year, that I'll be securing a property, and I'm working towards that now. I'm putting the steps in place to make that happen. And it's absolutely possible. And in fact, quite a few of my friends are doing that right now, have got these amazing animal sanctuaries, beautiful self-sustainable places that they've set up. And particularly through COVID, more and more people have appreciated that, and they're moving out of the cities and into the countries because the cities have become like Big Brother. We've had cameras, 5G towers go up through lockdown. It just feels like you're being monitored 24/7. And there's no coincidence that Big Brother is everywhere, right? It's almost like it's now, like, the conditioning is that it's trendy to be monitored, and even to monitor yourself and keep putting yourself out there on social media. And so social media is kind of one of those, necessary evils, I think, in some way, that, like, I'm all about message to the masses. You got to go where the masses are. The masses are online. So back to the thoughts you were talking about. 60,000 thoughts a day we have. Right? This is the stat. 60,000 thoughts a day. 95% of our thoughts are negative for most people, and 95% of the same thoughts we had yesterday, and 80% are negative. Right. So out of the 60,000 thoughts a day. So actually bringing that into some kind of control, controlling those thoughts, controlling where you channel those thoughts and what you think about, and how you're being in life, coming back into center, meditating. I know all successful people I know meditate, for example. So what are some other practices? I love this about the breath work, and DMT breath work is something that I've been getting into more lately, which I love as well. That helps take you to other dimensions as well. DMT breath work, amazing. And it's actually how I started the Conscious Community global Facebook group. Was after a breathwork session. I started that group, and we've got some amazing resources in there. If you want to check it out, I'll pop the links in the chat here. You can have a look at that. So for those who have a busy mind, and I have certainly been one of those people who had a very busy mind, and I still go like go often. However, I have learned to slow down and to meditate, and I'm doing some subconscious recoding work at the moment as well with an amazing lady called Anna Berger. I can highly recommend. She runs a quantum program out of Melbourne, worldwide. So doing some subconscious recoding is very powerful as well. So for those who do have a busy mind, and that have challenges with meditating, have challenges with breath work and coming into their bodies and centering themselves, what are some tips you would give to them?
Well, here's the thing too. There are some people that just can't sit to breathe, even take a few minutes. But there's so many different types of meditation. And if they require something active, an active act can also become a meditation when you focus on it, because that's what athletes do. In order to get really good, you have to slow down the mind and focus. So even if you did a simple act, if somebody is just out walking, if they want to walk, or if they want to just dribble a basketball, simple things like that, as you do it, you just don't do it automatically anymore. You stop and you breathe with the movement of your body, if nothing else. That alone starts to get you connected, and then it's easier to take a couple of moments. When I say a short time, I'm talking only about 5 or 6 times through. And as you actually do this routinely in the morning and in the evening, 30 days consecutively. So if you skip a day, you got to start back over. That's what I have my students do. They start back over and do the 30 count. Now there is a routine that is set in them from the unconscious mind that comes into the conscious, that becomes a tool as soon as they feel any level of a form of anxiety, or they feel kind of pulled apart. They can start to identify. And then there's an energy signature to everything as well. So when you're in that place where you feel connected to yourself, whether you're an observer or it's active meditation, there is a feeling, a sense. And that's a signature that goes with that. And every time you stop for a moment and recognize that, you're able to go back to it. And you do this stuff when you feel good. So you build up the tools. You don't wait till hell freezes over or the chaos is so great that it takes you down. You start practicing when things are great, because now they become tools for you, gems that you can pull out anytime you need, and it can last you a lifetime. So why all this for dreams to come true? Well, you can't have a dream come true if you really don't know what the dream is. And more importantly, what's going to sustain the dream? Is it really a dream, or is it just kind of like a wish? Well, when you start deciphering what the whys are behind the dream, now you start becoming clear. And as you become clear and focused, and this is where your attention goes, the energy will start to flow in that direction. So now you start really aligning with the actual dream, or you start eliminating what you no longer need if it doesn't serve you anymore. And you don't stick to the stories. The way that I work in being a master in energy, it's all about the source energy. It's not about the stories. The stories only perpetuate you in the unconscious beliefs that you don't even know that you carry most of the time, because consciously, how many times have people said, I don't even know why I said that, or I don't know why I did that. Mm-hmm. It's because that's really where their strong belief system is. And yes, that can be changed. And that's what I do. Now I help guide people with systems to do just that.
I love that. And it's so important. It really is a practice. It's a practice. You know, something I love to do is yoga. I absolutely love yoga. And I didn't realize how spiritual a practice it actually was, until I started doing it. And I mean, not only does it feel amazing to stretch your body out, particularly if you're at a computer for, a lot of the day, it feels amazing to stretch your body out. You're doing deep breathing when you do yoga. You're also connecting with source. You're taking time for you, making time for you. How often do we do that, to nurture ourselves, to fill our own cup up? So I find whenever I go to yoga, I just feel rejuvenated every time. It's a wonderful thing. And I go and do it in a group at my local gym. And it's a practice. It's like you don't just go to the gym once and suddenly you're fit and toned. It takes time. It takes practice. And it's like these exercises, these meditations, and I'm sure the system that you have, it's a practice. It's a regular practice. And that takes discipline. even if it's just moments, it takes discipline to break the habitual cycle that maybe you found yourself in to take on some of these new practices.
Well, actually, instead of approaching as breaking anything, it's just replacing something and transforming the old energy. So it is a different type of flow that happens. So it's not like you're trying to make something happen.
Right.
You're opening up so things can happen.
Nice. Opening up so things can happen. I love that. And thank you to all the people who've joined us. I can see a whole lot of comments here coming through. Please keep them coming. We've got 1hr15min here on LinkedIn. Nice to see you. He is from Bangladesh. Welcome, welcome. Let us know, what are you grateful for today? If you are on Facebook, I can see we've got a Facebook user here. I can't see who you are, so please allow StreamYard to see your comments. Colleen's here. Colleen Burrell, hello. Loving this. Yay. Congrats, ladies, on this broadcast. Thank you so much. And she's kindly put the Global Good News Challenge hashtag in there. You can check out some of the Global Good News challenges. Another Facebook user here. Great conversation, ladies. Thank you. So glad you're enjoying it. If you have any questions for us, please pop them in, or any comments, any ahas you're getting during this conversation as well, then please connect with us there. We've got, this is the link I put to the Global Good News Challenge details. So if you want to check it out, go to the Facebook page, Global Good News Challenge. All the details are pinned at the top there, how you can participate in that. We have sponsors, prizes. We share your challenge to thousands of people as well. Colleen says, thank you. Lydia, we've got Lydia Ramirez here. Thank you, Karina. And we've got a Facebook user. If you don't have enough money, you have some problems. If you have a lot of money, you have other way of problems. Meaning it's not a money, it's how you manage your problems, right? Or if you do see it as a problem or a challenge, and how you manage whatever happens in your life, right? How do you navigate the challenges of life? Is it really a problem, or is it here to show you something or teach you something? And I believe personally, the quicker we get the lessons, the faster we can move on and face the next challenge, right? Because there's always going to be some.
The thing is too, it's easier as you open up your perspectives, right?
Yes.
Okay, so where is our knowledge really based from? The origins of it are actually in our perceptions of what it is. So if our perception pond is very small, then you're going to keep recycling within that, and you're never going to get out of it. So that has to be expanded. So how does that get expanded? Well, you need to have more of an open mind. And for a lot of people, that's easy to say, but hard to do. And so the first thing you have to do, again, is quiet the chatter and get yourself connected to your center. And when you do, things just, it is a very organic thing that happens, how you start to reconnect on all these different dimensional levels of the spiritual being you really are. And things start to still open easier. So your pond, as you expand your perceptions, your vibration starts rising automatically. So it's not about trying to make it happen. It's just, honestly, it's doing the work and it automatically happens. And that's part of the challenge for people, because what are we taught? We're taught to really work hard and make something happen. We're put in a competitive mode when that actually shortens us and takes more of our life force energy away, instead of flow with the right kind of energy. So that's a big difference. And people have to change the same method that they've been doing, right? Otherwise, they're still going to get the same results. I mean, Albert Einstein said it so eloquently that the cause of the problem cannot be the same solution by the same conscious action. That's paraphrasing. What it just means, as everybody has heard, keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Insanity.
Yes.
So try something different, people.
Mm, yeah.
Try something out of the box, but do
Yes.
it with a happy heart. So first breathe, then be grateful about something, say it out loud, and automatically the endorphins are going to happen within your body. And as that comes, possibilities open. And we do reawaken to the gifts that we have. It's not just the stuff that has been in the surface that we've hung on to. It's also the gifts that have been sitting there waiting to come out as well. So I just love it. It's
Yes,
I'd
it's
love
about,
to light people up and get them ignited and just whew, here we
yeah.
are, you know?
Yes, I love it. I love it. And it's really, getting into flow really, or allowing yourself, opening yourself up to flow, because there is a beautiful flow of energy, out there, in there. I mean, we're all connected. And, I love quantum physics, quantum science, and I love, Dr. Hawkins' scale of consciousness. In fact, people can see that the diagram on Dr. Hawkins' scale of consciousness. Dr. Hawkins proved that we are 99.9% energy, frequency, vibration as human beings. And when we get into different emotions, we vibrate at different frequencies. And so, for example, when some of the lowest vibrations we feel in life are grief, fear, guilt, some of those things. Fear is around 100, I believe, 100 hertz we're vibrating at. For love and gratitude, love sits at 528 hertz, and gratitude and joy is at 540 hertz. Then we come above that, we go to peace at 600 hertz, and enlightenment is 700 hertz up. Right. So these are the highest vibrations. So it's like opening the funnel up. And so the more open we are, the more we raise our vibration, the more we attract amazing opportunities. The more closed we are, the more we repel people and opportunities. Or you just have pity parties consistently with other people who are in very low vibration energy, right? And are constantly in drama. And I know that place because I've been there. I've been there many times. I've had depression in the
We've all
past.
been there.
We've all been there in these low places where you just don't feel like even getting out of bed. There's many times I felt like that and felt like absolute crap. But I know that there's signs that I've been pushing myself too hard. I've been go, crash, go, crash. There's been a cycle, right? And there'll be signs in your life that are there for you, whether you choose to see them or not. And I must say, lately, I've been seeing a lot of 111s. Right now, 1222. I just see right now on my clock, 1222. Isn't that interesting? 333s, 444s. I'm seeing there's signs there. These are angel numbers, right? You can look into it. Fascinating stuff. This morning, we had a whole lot of currawongs come here to my I've lived in this place in Southport for 21 years. I've got a whole lot of trees out the front, and there's a palm tree that has these little red seeds that these currawongs love. They're a beautiful bird, a black and white. They look a bit like a magpie, a little bit bigger than a magpie, and they sing like their singing is absolutely stunning. And they've been here for hours this morning, these currawongs. I've been eating these little seeds, playing. In fact, I got some videos and photos, which I'll share on socials later. Currawong's the most beautiful bird. Yeah. And I looked up the spiritual meaning of currawongs, and very, very interesting what the spiritual mean. There's so many different meanings of currawongs coming into your life. And so when certain animals cross your path, there's meanings that around that, so the signs are all there. Is that, do we choose to see them, and do we choose to even make some time, just take a moment and just appreciate the beauty that is all around us and within us, whether it's just taking a moment connecting with a bird, or, I have a beautiful cat called Tiger. I've had my cat for 14 years now. He's 15, and he's absolutely adorable. He's like my little baby. And, I make time every day, and I just hug him and I pat him and I, give him a nice pat and get rid of some of the extra fur, as you do. And, and just connect with my beautiful putty cat, and what I love about animals is they are so present in the moment, and the simple things like these currawongs. There must have been 50 currawongs out the front, and they were having such a great time eating these little seeds, playing and taking turns. They were being very respectful of each other. Some would go to the palm tree and have their little pick of the fruit, and then others would come in, and they're all singing and having a jolly time. And these simple things in life are often the best. And how often do people complicate things and make life a lot harder than it needs to be? And this is the thing, getting into flow, I think, is absolutely gold. And I think the more we do what we love, the more flow we're in as well. And that's in that joy vibration, the 540 hertz.
Well, that's a natural progression. And it is about finding something that you get inspired about. It's not willpower and it's not motivation. And actually, it's not even passion. It goes beyond that. It's something that inspires you, that you will always do it. Nothing stops you because it's so deep in your heart. And everybody has that. But if they're too busy, too noisy, they can't hear it. They can't see it. So it is about slowing down in one sense. It doesn't mean being non-productive. It doesn't mean not having a heavy schedule. But it means, from a holistic point, that you have to consider your whole being and our physical side, our nervous system, our physiology, as well as our mental state, our thought mind, our spiritual side. All of these components really need to be considered. There's no such thing as a balance that's like a seesaw that's equal all the time. That's not a legitimate or realistic type of balance. But it is all these different things that make up a whole unit. And you can tell when you really are in the higher frequency, living it, because you automatically feel good. And when you really feel rotten, honestly, the first thing to do is stop and see what you're grateful for, but say it out loud. Say it out loud, because it changes your frequency right then and there. It's not just to stay stuck in your thought process. It's very powerful. It's a very ancient way of doing it. It's very simplistic, but it's extremely powerful, because now all the Michigan is not in the way.
Yes.
Man complicates things, and they complicate things because their ego is all there, and they have to feel more important. So you have to do it exactly this way or exactly that way. Well, that's not the truth of it. Really, not really. Do it long enough and you'll learn it isn't.
Yeah, I'm loving this conversation, loving it. And hello, Peter Lee on LinkedIn, good to see you. And our Facebook user, Robert Mull. Hello, Robert from Brisbane, good friend of mine from Speakers Tribe. Lydia Ramirez. Yes, angel numbers 444. Yes, I always love Googling these things and finding, 111 often means you're going in the right direction. You're on the right path. And I love it when I see butterflies, because that always symbolizes transformation for me. And that also you're on the right path. So just have faith, my friends. Have faith.
Exactly. Have faith. And
have faith.
If sometimes it's hard to have faith in yourself, have faith in something beyond yourself first, and do things in micro steps, little success steps. I know you hear about it, folks, but it's true. If you really do just little small micro steps, you start seeing really what you're accomplishing. So another thing, a simple thing to do that can actually get you on the right path for your dreams, honestly, is set your intention for the day. And then at the end of the day, celebrate yourself. I don't care how small the thing was accomplished. Celebrate it. If you celebrate it, you start to see how much you're actually getting done. But more than that, it goes deep into your psyche that you start appreciating yourself more. And that's where a lot of the crap comes from, of not appreciating yourself. But you don't recognize that that's really what it is. It seems like it's all outside stuff. And everybody is really a magnificent being. They have to remember it. I always tell my students it's between the difference of being the light being and the mud person. We're born the light being, right? That's how we come into the world. Stuff happens. We got splat with a little bit of mud. Well, we weren't taught how to remove it. So we keep on going. And something else happens. Another spot of mud. Another thing happens. And as soon as we hit 50% of the mud, we no longer recognize ourselves as the light being. We don't think that way. We don't act that way. We act like the mud person.
Or the zombie.
So now, well, some people are zombies, but usually it's worse. So
yes, I call them num-nums. They're like the Walking Dead.
yeah.
But anyway, you see them in the movies too occasionally.
So it's about finding whatever resonates with you to start taking off, dissolving that mud so your light can start shining through again. And with that, I do want to offer your guests something special. Is it okay to offer it now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because you knew it was coming.
Yes. So excited.
Some of you out there really would like a little bit of a conversation to see where you are and really how you can start on the right path for your dreams. And with that, I am gifting you with the link. You can come to Let's Shift Towards Your Dreams. And it will be a private consult with me for 30 minutes. I have a few questions you have to answer because I have to kind of know where you are in order to help you. And then we have a conversation via Zoom. And I have slots I set them aside for the week up until the 18th. And if that's something that you feel that you would like, I am so honored to be able to help you. And of course, I always have something deeper to go into because I do have programs and I do teach people how to really break down things with language tracking and uncovering and re-switching your neural pathways and all that. But that isn't what this conversation is going to be for. It's to just help get you on the path. Honestly, there's no obligation beyond that point other than if you take the appointment, please show up. Yeah. Otherwise, somebody else would have had a chance. And so I just ask you to be courteous about that, of their time, your time, and my time.
Thank you, Karina. That is such a generous gift there. $497 US value there for that consult. So if you hop in there, go to info.karinacarj'an, and that's spelled CARYANA.com/let's shift. So that's LETSHIFT. There's only one S in the let's shift. So it's like let's shift, actually. Let's shift.
Info. Shift. Yeah. Shift. It's your accent.
Yeah, let's shift. Let's shift. Left,
I love it.
Not left shit. It's let's shift. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it for those who are tuning in on the podcast or audio after this event here today on our live stream. Thank you so much for that. There's the link there for you if you want to connect with Karina. We do have some more time left. So if you have any questions, anyone watching right now, if you have any questions for either of us, please pop it into the chat there. And
answer anything if I can. I'd be really more than happy to do that right now. And I would like to also let your audience know that I have a format that's easy enough to follow. I was actually going to write a manual for my 6-month program, which next year the format changes and it's going to be a 9-month, not just 6 months. But Spirit talked to me and wanted something different. They said, no, you're going to write a book. And, all the years I always asked how to. My grandfather started that because all these different gifts started popping up, but I couldn't control any of them, right? So finally, I wrote the how-to.
Right.
And it's called Let's Be Clear.
Beautiful. Let's Be Clear. I love the cover too.
Oh, thank you. And the cover actually is, I did the photography. And it is one of my quartz crystals that I shot through it as a portal. And on the other side is actually the land with a little bit of a rainbow that you'll see. And as you become clearer and clearer, that is what happens. So it breaks down into 9 chapters. And literally, I take you step by step by step, if in fact you want to get in alignment with your dreams. Yeah, I wrote it out. There it is. Some people are great with just a book. Fantastic. It's there. And that's where the Carj'an came from, because I'm also a designer and a gemologist, a whole bunch of stuff. So I put the 2 names together, and that's why my pen name on the book is Karina Carj'an.
Yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. And so what are some of the, can you give us some of the tips that are in the books, maybe some of the headings?
Well, yeah, the very first thing, the very first chapter, I asked 3 questions. Without those 3 questions, you're going to be floundering around. Why waste your time? You need the answers. What is your dream? Why is your dream? And how does that make you feel when you think of that dream? Now, some people just feel elated, right? But others make it this wince or fear or something else. And that has to be explored, because it could be one of 2 things. It could be something that has been stalling you and why you never achieved the dream. And you want to be able to transform that energy. And if it was an energy that you didn't create, then you can't digest it. So it hangs on you until you dissolve it, which of course I do a practice for that. Otherwise, it could be an energy of your own that has been holding a sacred message. And believe me, there are sacred messages in things that have been hanging on to us. And there's some protocols to be able to pull that up really fast. But without those first 3 questions, you have no roadmap of what you're going to do. Again, it's just open-ended, and that's not helpful. And my goal is for everybody to light up more and their life flourish, not just survive. That isn't what makes the entire world raise its vibration and actually shift up into a new paradigm. And that's what we're working towards. We really are. There's some of us out there, you're one of them, that we're out there to shift the paradigm that is here right now. Not change and say it's a new paradigm, literally shift it. And how are we going to do that? People have to feel better about themselves. They have to be open to the possibilities. They have to see the joy. They have to feel the control that they have, that they really do have, and don't know how to work with it, right? Well, it breaks it down. So it's a workbook. I have pages in the back, so you keep everything together. It's an adventure, because you're uncovering all different treasures about yourself through the process. And so it's not a quick read, because you actually have to do the work. And I let you know you have to do the work.
Yes. One step at a time. One step at a time. And what about, traditional goal setting? What are your thoughts about, people say have SMART goals, specific, measurable, etc., realistic, attainable, time-based,
I love goal setting because it's a focus, okay? And here comes an expression. Give a little bit of the expression. But if you, Og Mandino, the greatest salesman in the world, made this statement: if you shoot for the moon and miss, so if you're shooting for the moon, it's a goal, right? But you miss, you wind up amongst the stars. If you shoot for the barn door and miss, you wind up in the shit.
Yeah. I love that. Or hanging out with the turkeys.
So believable goals that slightly stretch you is something that your mind can accept, and you can make those changes. At the same time, you still want to stretch it out there to see futuristically, what do you want your life to look like? And when you do that, there are techniques, and I do breathe the future into the present, and that is by envisioning. And you can have what you're imagining sooner, like yourself. Next year, you know you're going to have that reserve out there. And what does that do? It then brings you back to right here, right now, this day. What are the next steps you're going to do to get to that goal?
Exactly.
So goals help us focus and direct our energy. And then it also helps show if it's something that we shouldn't be spending that direction with our energy either. It really will start showing that. So obviously, I'm a big believer in that. And I work with my students with just that as well, because goal setting part is important.
Fantastic. We've got Colleen Burrell here. Wow, what a beautiful gift. She loves your gift of the consult there, valued at $497 US. So definitely take advantage of that and show up and be respectful. As a former student of Karina Bowman, I am so grateful to find peace and clarity within myself through her simple daily tools. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Colleen. I can imagine you've got a very peaceful energy about you, Karina, which is amazing considering you snapped your foot off just about. I'm quite blown away by what you do, and you have your own show as well. Could you tell us a bit about your show?
Yes, well, like yourself, okay, through meditation, Spirit talks to us, right?
Yes.
And they said to do a show about inspiration.
Nice.
And the title came up, their choice, not mine. Okay, CSI. And I go, okay, what's that about? And I thought it was going to be my name and somebody else's name together, but they straightened me out and they said, no, it's create a source of inspiration. And in it is like, it's a nice fireside type chat. People come, have beautiful guests that share what inspiration is to them and share a story about inspiration, because it comes in all different directions. And my darling, you, of course, are going to be one of my special guests.
Yay. Awesome. I've got my clapper just for this moment. Yay.
Thank you very much. And the thing is when people understand that it's all around us, to be inspired by something. It can be the smallest thing. As we become inspired, we now can inspire somebody else. And so the pay it forward of inspiration, it's putting out the gratitude, because one needs to be grateful in order to be inspired. So this is what Spirit said to do. And I said, okay, so Spirit also has me working on my second book. So part of doing the show is inviting people to also submit a story of inspiration they would love to share. And so every quarter, I pick a few of, well, it's kind of like a raffle type thing. Pick the stories, and if they want, it gets aired. But at the end of the year, because I'll be close to finishing the other book, there will be a few stories selected to be published within the book. So they will be reaching an audience that they could never reach from something that came from their heart.
Fantastic. Love that. Love that. And where can people get a copy of your first book?
Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And possibly BookBub. I think BookBub.
Okay. And they can reach out on your website as well, can they?
Absolutely.
Okay. Brilliant. We'll pop that in here. pop your website in here. Coming up, my friends. All right, we have Carj'an.com, Carjan.com. Reach out to Karina there as well. And then also your link tree. Now, what's your link tree got in it?
Well, the link tree, this is where everybody can go to any Facebook that I have, my YouTube channel that I have up. My whole calendar of events is there. So if you want a one-shot look of what's up for the whole year, that's there. Pretty much that's it. Oh, also, how could I forget? She'd kill me. Arbonne, that is a company, you know, I work with the skin products and stuff, and I can really stand behind that company. So that is there.
Okay.
And so, yeah, this is so, of course, which I have followed suit with your link tree, and I'm still building mine. But I'm finding that it is a great way that people don't have to remember separate links at all. They can go right there. So I'm trying to make it easier, folks. I really am. I do exist. I am out here. I'm coming out more.
Coming out of the closet. Yeah. And how's your foot now? I must ask, how are you feeling with your health there?
I still have my challenges, and I don't have as much mobility yet as I want, but I have a lot more than they anticipated. But I have a 6-inch plate in my leg.
Wow.
That's how big the fracture was. And so it acts up all the time. But that's okay. I'm still working through it. And hopefully I'll be able to start horseback riding again. Oh my God, it's such a dream. At least by springtime, if not by the fall. And we're already in July. So I've gone 2 years now rehabbing. So I don't want to like over push it. And I definitely want to be able to walk back in the springtime on the ocean shores. And I will be doing that. And then I'll be able to get the extra weight off of me. Yes. Because I'm used to being an athlete, and not to be moving as much as I have has taken its own type of challenges on me too.
And it's through these challenges that we do grow the most, and that we build so much resilience in all areas of our life. And so I feel for you. I'm glad your feet are still on your body. That is a very good.
Thank you.
That's very positive. And, you know, I've seen some remarkable healing journeys. So don't believe what the doctors say in general is my advice, because people have done some remarkable things. In fact, one of our mass media mastery clients, Lorna Buckland, she was given 3 months to live by a doctor 41 years ago. And she's going strong. She's extraordinary. So don't believe the doctors. It's amazing how powerful we are. And you are now truly a bionic woman now with that 6-inch plate in your leg. I mean, phenomenal. I'm just amazed at how much poise and peace you seem to have, regardless of those physical challenges. And, you know, great testament to someone who is making your dreams come true, and you're helping to inspire so many other people as well with what you do. So I take my hat off to you, Karina. It's absolutely extraordinary. And obviously these, you know, practices that you practice what you preach, right? You know, what you teach others is what you preach. And of course, we're all going to have our ups and downs in life. We're all going to have times we feel amazing and times we feel crap. And, you know, that's the roller coaster ride of life, I call it. You know, and it's like the king tides, right? There's the waves come in, the waves go out, the waves come in, the waves go out. So it's allowing that flow of energy, allowing what needs to come through.
Absolutely. And to understand it is a flow. It is an ebb and tide. It really is. And, you know, our character, it gets tested, and it shows who you really are when things are on the rough side. Again, it's choice.
Yes.
You have every right to feel all the emotions, but don't get stuck in them. Recognize what they are. They can fuel you to do bigger things.
Yes.
They really can. Now, on this coast, you know, I'm going all virtual. I don't have a brick and mortar. On the other coast, I had my brick and mortar fitness studio and wellness studio and everything. And it is very different. But right now, I'm fortunate I don't have the brick and mortar. So see, that's a thing to be grateful for right now.
Yes, beautiful. There's always something to be grateful for. I love that. We've got Carolina J on LinkedIn. Very grateful. She's going to take advantage of your gift, which
Oh,
is
wonderful.
wonderful. We've got the gift there in the comments. And if you're not seeing it right now on whichever social media platform you're watching this on now, we're streaming out to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch right now. If you're not seeing it, it will be there shortly after this, because sometimes StreamYard doesn't put all the comments across to all the streams at once. It usually just goes across to the Facebook page. So we are streaming to the Aldrin Alternate Media Queen Facebook page. You'll see all the comments there, and then we'll get it across to the other streams. So you can get those direct links there, Carolina. Thank you so much. And for those who want to connect with me, you can go to a linktree/Aldrin, linktr.ee/Aldrin. You'll see all my links there. I have about 50 social media links there, just a few to just take an afternoon off and just have a good old time stalking me. That's okay. I don't mind at all. I know you do it anyway, so you may as well just do a bit more. So hop on there on linktree/Aldrin. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We've got about 925 videos or so on there now, and we do have the Global Good News Challenge happening every month. And I'm doing the 7-day challenge for July right now. And I am also sharing 7 tips over the 7 days on how to regain your mojo. So if you're feeling like you've lost a bit of zest for life, well, come and join us on the Global Good News Challenge. And thank you to all those who've participated. Thanks to all our sponsors and supporters of the Global Good News Challenge, sharing gratitude and good news, helping to lift the energy on the planet and helping to decrease depression and suicide rates. I love you all. Very grateful for you. In fact, I'm going to give you extra special love with my little love heart here. Extra special love to everyone who has participated in the Global Good News Challenge over the last 3 years. I love you. Thank you, Karina. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Carolina says, really enjoyed the live. Thank you so much. Good Lord, that's incredible. Oh, thank you, Carolina. I love your work. I love the energy in your statement there as well. Love to connect with you too, Carolina. Thank you so much for joining. Any final words, Karina, before we wrap up today? We could keep going, or if there's any final questions for anyone watching the live too, please pop it in the chat quickly. We might have another 5 minutes or so left that we could go for, and then I have another event to run to. So any final words on this about how to make your dreams come true, Karina?
Well, the first thing I would really encourage people to do is not to water down your dreams.
Yes.
You have the dreams in your heart for a reason. And so start to actually feel them in your heart. They will lead you where you start to need to go. But slow down and breathe. Understand the breath is life force energy, and breathe it with that reverence. It will put you in that perfect state of calm that you then will be able to start to see beyond your physical body and your mind, and the possibilities start to open up. And as you sit with that, journal it down, put pen to paper, not on the computer. There's a big reason why you need to use all your senses like that, and read it out loud. And give yourself at least 5 minutes a day and stay with the beautiful dream and what you are grateful for, writing that down and speaking aloud. And you will be amazed, that alone, how things start to open up for you in a beautifully magical way. They really will.
Oh, yes. I love that so much. I'm going to give it the yes button today.
Yes. Oh, yay.
In fact, one more time. Yes. Yes. And one more time. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I love that. I love that, Karina. Absolute gold gems you have shared through this show today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Any other final big dreams that you have that you'd like to share that maybe you haven't yet on this great topic, how to make your dreams come true?
My dreams? Oh, well, okay. Well, first off, I'm living a huge dream by being able to have the book out there and reach so many people, and now being on this audience and reaching more people to hopefully inspire them to know that they are magnificent beings. So I am living the big part of the dream right now. But yes, I definitely see some geodesic domes on some land to
Nice.
be able to do retreats for people that need to really sit in the energy and bring more light focused onto the planet. And of course, I have a whole segment with the animals because I'm involved in 3 different charities now anyway. But my dream is to be able to work with them in a much bigger way, but also to be able to change the laws about animals, because everybody, all life, in the statement, and I mean all life, matters, because we really are all connected in ways that are so far beyond us. People don't even understand how trees are connected and how they literally communicate with one another. And look what they do for us. They're so symbiotic that they take our carbon dioxide that we would die from and give us back oxygen. I mean, there is so much to be grateful for, and so many good things that every single person can do just one good thing beyond themselves. Can you imagine every person on the planet just do one more thing beyond themselves for the good? Everything will switch over just like that. I mean, so that's my dream, to wake people up, to ignite them, to light this planet back up, and in every possible way I can. And yes, the more money that is made, the more great works can be done. Because money itself is not evil, it's an energy. It's what you decide to do with it.
Yes, I love it. And we've just gone. Love it. Thank you so much. We've just gone past 1 hour and 11 minutes. Would you believe? 111 has just passed on this show. Absolutely perfect. As you were saying that, it was brilliant. Absolutely perfect. Divine timing. The whole 111. And this is exactly why I started the Animal Action Day, actually, in the world's first Animal Action Day back in 2007, because I got sick of seeing animal cruelty out there, wanted to do something to make a difference. So started the world's first event. We had about 30 performers and speakers. And the whole idea was to encourage people to take some action for animals, whether it's one small thing, signing a petition online, or having your pet washed, or buying free range eggs if you're going to buy free range eggs, whatever it is, or going vegetarian or vegan, whatever, just do something to help animals, whatever that is. If we all just do something, we'll make a difference. And it's about awareness, appreciation, and respect for animals. We've done 16 annual events now, and it's my vision to keep that going worldwide, to keep these animal action events going worldwide. And the more I find people connect with animals, the more they also connect with themselves, and they see how amazing they are. It's a beautiful thing. The more you give, the more you have to give. The more you give, the more you receive. It's generosity from the heart is such a beautiful thing. And unfortunately for many people, they've been shut down. They've had their dreams have been smashed at different times in their life. Well, it's never too late to start again, right? You can start today, start exactly where you are. Everything is perfect that has brought you to this point in your life right now. And so from today, with a fresh slate, let's make our dreams come true. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Karina, any final words before we wrap up?
You just said a mouthful.
I've read off a few things.
It is so true. It doesn't matter about the past. It's right where you are right now. Anything, every single day is a gift, and whatever dream, you can start right where you are and embrace that. And it is in your heart. And if you don't think it is, then look for it, because it's there waiting for you. It really is. The universe is saying, hey, I'm here. I'll help you. Just over here. So yes, attention, choice.
It's all a choice. Thank you so much, Karina. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on Media Queen TV today. Thank you for all those who've joined us live. If you're watching the replay as well, love to hear from you. What is something you've got from this show today? What's something maybe new you've learned, or a new action you're going to take on board now? please let us know in the comments. If you've liked what you've seen, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the love. We'd love to have any comments, feedback from you, of course, all positive. We just want the positive stuff. Thank you very much. If you don't like it, don't tell anyone, don't share it, okay? However, the fact you're here and you're still with us after an hour and 15 minutes, then you've probably enjoyed at least part of what you've heard. So thank you so much once again for joining us, and keep spreading the love, and all together we can do this, right? As Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. Thanks once again. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world, and we'll be back soon with more amazing Media Queen TV episodes. Thank you once again, Carj'an Bowman, all the way from the US. Thank you, and all the best. Sending you love. Bye.